Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of News in 2 Minutes, bringing you the news that you need to know every day. Let's begin. A curfew by martial law has been imposed in the city of Zamboanga in the Philippines, where Muslim members of the Moro National Liberation Front have killed at least 4 people and taken more than 150 others hostage. Residents of the city are being told to stay indoors between the hours of 8 p.m. and 5 a.m., and that any failure to comply with military demands will be met with arrest or possible violence. In related news, ongoing martial law in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh continues to keep residents indoors throughout multiple cities, as officials in the country called for the deployment of additional forces in rural areas where fresh incidents of violence are being reported. Thailand's Bureau of Rainmaking stated that the country's water supplies are running disastrously low and that without human intervention, both residents and farmers within the country will not have enough water to grow the crops necessary to sustain life in the coming months. The Weather Modification Bureau has begun a 10-month continuous modification program using cloud seeding that they claim is needed to provide the necessary water for plant growth and sustenance. Researchers around the country and the world, however, worry that the chemicals and methods used to induce rain will adversely affect the citizens of Thailand and those around the globe that eat the rice in ways that science may not understand for years to come. We note that weather modification by atmospheric chemical dispersion is considered a conspiratorial taboo in the Western world, where scientists and citizens alike have expressed a clear understanding of the potential negative impacts that the chemicals may have on human life. However, in other countries as seen here, literal chemical trails and weather modification programs are both openly discussed and praised. Governments around the world are continuing to oppose banning neonicotinoid pesticides even after they have been linked to extinction-level deaths in bees. Health officials in Saudi Arabia have announced 8 new cases of the MERS coronavirus with 3 additional fatalities, as we note that case announcements are beginning to rise as millions of pilgrims are beginning to converge on the country for the Hajj pilgrimage. In other viral news, traces of the wild polio virus have been detected in Jerusalem's sewage system for the first time in recent history. And to wrap things up, a volcano in Indonesia erupted on Monday, sending ash and material over 3,000 feet into the air. Meteorologists are continuing to be surprised that global changes are causing irregular weather patterns. Syria's foreign minister announced that the country would welcome Russia's proposal to put the nation's chemical weapons stockpiles under international control. And a 5.7 in Indonesia, a 5.2 in the Solomon Islands, and a 5.1 in the Mid-Atlantic Ridge complete today's Quake Watch. And that's it for this episode of News in 2 Minutes. Check back tomorrow for more news that the aware need the most. This week's News in 2 Minutes is brought to you by GoBerkey.com. Remove fluoride, lead, viruses, and parasites with a high-quality Berkey filter today. And SQMetals.com for all your precious metal needs.